that funding that we were talking about, the DHS funding cut, was to shooting prevention programs in Minnesota ahead of this attack. The effect may be very much more future leaning than affecting the past here, but you were one of 6 Democratic lawmakers who called for that funding to be restored. On Friday, a DHS spokesperson defended the cut, saying that it was nothing more than a slush fund for left-wing ideologies. What is your response to that? Can you explain how that money was actually used?
Yeah, I mean, that money is the kind of money that goes to fusion centers to make sure that they are identifying threats and sharing information. That's the kind of money that, you know, our county sheriff's office might utilize. That's the kind of money that MPD, our police department, might be able to utilize to hire an analysis, to look at the data, to look at where there might be vulnerabilities. We're also talking about resources that go to schools and places of worship to make sure that they have the ability to fortify, that they have the ability to look at where their vulnerabilities are, maybe have cameras around. This is a resource that we've been fighting for a really long time to try to make sure that we up the amount of resources that are available, because we have seen a huge uptick in the last 20 years or so in attacks to our schools, to our public venues, and especially places of worship. There are people who are talking about the fact that this is, you know, in Minnesota, the first time that we have experienced a Catholic church, a Catholic school, being targeted. And it is important that that community now has the ability to have the kind of resources that mosques and synagogues and other places of worship over the years have been able to access. As threats are posed on our communities, we have to be willing to say, here's some resource that you can utilize to make sure future harm doesn't come to you. And others who are afraid to go about their day know that their place of worship or their school now has future resources that they can rely on, because as people of faith, it is really important that we do everything that we can to safeguard that ability for people to show up to worship without fearing death.